of you remember the song by William Murphy? There's a seed in the ground and it's working for you. There is a seed in the ground and it is working for you. And I want to be the voice to remind you today that there is always a seed that is planted in a season. And that season, that seed is going to flourish. That seed is going to be made manifest to work for you. There's a time and a season for everything. So if you are in a season and it looks as if nothing is working for you, this is your reminder. Something is planted just for you. I'm reminded of rye. Rye is like a hard grain cereal. And it's very, very rare. And I say this because it can grow in poor soil. And soil is very important when you're planting certain seeds to make sure that they grow properly, right? But this particular cereal grain has the ability to grow in poor soil. It can sustain itself in cold tolerant weather, like below 0 degrees. So that's huge, right? Because a lot of us, when we are in our harsh seasons, when we're in our difficult seasons, it is hard for us to produce anything mentally or physically. It's hard for us to push past those terrains of our lives because we can think of a million reasons why we didn't produce anything in a particular season. And we can talk ourselves out of a blessing. So I'm sharing this with you because even rye has a meaningful purpose. It also acts like a cover blanket, like just covering the ground. There's a whole blanket over the ground, and it protects the ground from being exposed. It protects the ground from being vulnerable. Have you been in a season, or are you in a season where you feel exposed, you feel attacked? And God is reminding you that mentally you feel that way, but you are protected. You are protected in this season. God, he's giving you this message because he's reminding you that even rye has the ability to cover the ground to make sure that the soil is protected. So if he can protect the soil, what would he not do to protect you? So if you're in a season where it appears that your life is inactive, there's nothing fruitful going on, there's nothing productive going on, just know that internally God is preserving something for you. And because he is covering you and because he is protecting you, he is allowing you to be healed. He is allowing restoration to take place. He's allowing you to be restored in those areas where you feel depleted, where you just feel like burnout. You feel like I'm just over it. Just know God is covering you in this season. And you're getting everything that you need, just like the soil, those seeds, that cover blanket. Rye is covering the ground, seeing that it gets the nutrients that it needs, seeing that it is cultivated the way that it needs to be, because it is protecting it. And God is doing the exact same thing for you. The exact same thing for you. And so rye is just, it's like a spiritual mirror for you to look at yourself. And how many times have you heard people say, I don't look like what I've been through? And I want you to say, I don't look like what I'm going through. Not everybody is going through something that's crazy, but not everybody is going through something that's good. And so even if your life is good right now, it does not mean that there will come a time where something will feel like it's inactive or it's ineffective, because we all have changing seasons. And that's exactly why God reminds us in the book of Ecclesiastes that there's a time and there's a season for everything under the sun. But if we have everything external that looks good and thinking that it is going to uphold us, then we are so wrong and we are so unprepared. And this is why God is showing us that even rye, I have it to protect the soil. So therefore I'm protecting you as well, because when those seasons come, you not only need these material things to help you get through a season, but what does your internal, what does the infrastructure look like from the inside? Do you have strength? Are you emotionally stable? Are you strengthened? Are you absorbing wisdom and knowledge in a season where you can sustain whatever difficult and hard season that you're in, whatever terrain that you got to cross over to, that you got to walk through, that you got to go through? You have what you need within you. So this is why I'm telling you it's so important what you absorb. Because if we absorb the wrong thing, we kind of push back on the protection. we push back on the thing that God is trying to use to cover us. And so we don't want to push back God and delay our season. We don't want to push back God and find that we are withering and we're dying in a season because we're complaining, because we're saying that we are a victim to this season, because we're believing those thoughts in our head that saying God doesn't see me, God doesn't hear me. No, it's because you're not envisioning what God is doing. Instead, you are envisioning what you want to take place in your life. And now is not the time. However, God is preparing you for that time. That season that is before you, God is preparing you because he loves you so much. And God would not dare allow you to walk in a season unprepared. If you have prayed, know that just because your life feels inactive, because your life feels ineffective, it is not because God is not working. Sometimes the things that God is doing are not always made visible because fruit don't just show up as soon as you plant something. God is doing something that is beyond your imagination. God is doing something that is beyond your comprehension. And he wants you to know that you are covered. He wants you to know that he is cultivating something in you for the next season. So if you can go through this season, if you can embrace this season, and you can thank God for the advancement, you can thank God for where you're going, you can thank God for where you came from, then I promise you this season won't be as hard and difficult as you make it. You've got to realign your mindset. You got to realign your thoughts. You got to realign your emotions. And baby, some things you just got to get rid of them. You got to remove them. You got to cut them from the root. Use the axe and cut them from the root. Get rid of them. Just get rid of some of those thoughts. Get rid of some of those patterns. Get rid of some of those behaviors. What if God has you in a season where he's doing just that? And he's protecting you because everybody doesn't need to see you in that season. It's a hidden season of preservation. It's a hidden season of preparation. It's a hidden season of development. And everybody doesn't need to see that. Everybody doesn't need to be a witness of every single thing that you go through. Because that's God's way of protecting you. And the only way you can be in an alignment with what God is doing, by making sure that you're staying in his word, that you are praying, and that when you do that, you recognize when it's God and it's not you and it's not man. Because people can give us advice that sounds so good, sounds so sweet to the ears, but it's not the advice that we need in a season. Because some people will have you escaping a season that God is wanting you to go through, because it is to strengthen you. It is to allow you to walk away from some things that you're trying to hold on to, or trying to fit into some things that you don't need to try to force. And so I just wanted to share that with you. If you are one that feels like your life is just inactive, and at this point in your life you just feel like I am over it, I'm simply over it. As long as you have breath in your body, do not give up on you. Because if you knew how important you were, if you knew the force that you are in this earth, and how many people that God have assigned, that how many people purpose is assigned to you, getting up and doing what you're called to do. The thing is, Rye doesn't escape, or Rye doesn't try to ignore these hard and difficult seasons. If anything, it responds to its design. That means it understands that this is what I'm designed to do. I'm designed to cover people. Where are my intercessors at? Where are my prayer warriors out there? You know exactly what it feels like. What Rye feels like. You're covering people, you're praying for people, you're interceding for people, but yet it seems like you're not being applauded, yet it seems that you're not being celebrated. But there's a time and season for everything. You may not be the main crop, but you are the one that is protecting the crop for the future. And when you know your place, then that's where you're able to withstand, because your mindset is in an alignment with what God is doing, and you know that it is purposeful, it is meaningful, and it is major. Because without you, how will that main crop be able to flourish? How will that main crop be able to do what it is called to do as well? So keep responding to whether it is a hard season, an easy season, beautiful season, nonchalant season, whatever that season look like. And if God is allowing you to be in that season, respond to it. And keep doing what God is calling you to do. You're doing an amazing job. If nobody's told you, I'm proud of you. But more importantly, God is so proud of you. I love you, and you have an amazing day.